Now imagine this, 1993, I was 23 years old. I was the restaurant manager of Café Mirage at the Hyatt Regency in Paris-Roissy. Summer had arrived. The weather was just stunning, was just beautiful. And we just opened the outside terrace, like super beautiful. The problem was that that overnight, our capacity of the restaurant doubled. So it suddenly became chaos, where it was just like a beautiful restaurant became chaos. Guests were complaining. The kitchen was just overwhelmed, and my team was just like exhausted. I tried everything, but nothing worked. And I didn't have much experience at the time, but I felt like every day was just getting worse. And then one afternoon, the general manager, Mr. Michel Josselin, came to see me. He smiled and said, "Christophe, can we sit down, for a moment?" And that conversation literally changed my entire view of leadership. And that stayed with me all over my career. He listened to me explaining the situation. I told him, too many guests, not enough staff, too many pressures. Everybody was unhappy. He asked me one simple question. With the current team you have, how many guests can you serve perfectly so every guest leave happy and come back again and again and again? So I thought for a moment, I thought to myself, I told him, 80. So he looked at me in his elegant way that he's always be, and he said, "Then serve 70. I was shocked. I told him, "Oh, I think the head of food and beverage is going to complain. If I reduce the number of covers, he's going to be so upset." So he smiled and he said, "Hey, this is his job to add more people if you want more guests. Otherwise, the numbers means nothing." What do numbers mean? So that day I understood something I had never been taught at school, at Hotel School of Lausanne or Monte Carlo. We are not in the business of one-time guests. We're in business of returning guests. And one of the things that is misunderstood today is everybody talks about data, about numbers, but it's all about, in the end, of the return guest. How can you bring back that guest to be happy with what you do? So that moment changed how I think about performance, about leadership forever. In business, we often try to do more, better, faster, bigger. But sometimes doing less allows you to do it better. So he told me, serve instead of 80, you told me you can do 80, do 70. And I said, all right, so 70? But he said, yeah, it's better you do 70 and people come back as opposed to doing 80 and people might come back, or doing 120 and they don't come back. So when people feel cared for, they return. They talk about you. They trust you. There's a mantra that's been guiding me for years, is do less, but do it better. In hospitality, it is so true. And it is true in life. When you focus on quality, not quantity, you build loyalty, you build pride. Every great brand, every great restaurant, every great hotels, great teams know this truth. Consistency matters more than volume. Excellence is not how much you do, it's how much well you do it. Second, focus on your best guest, your best client, your best opportunities. Do not chase everybody. Build loyalty with those who value what you do best. You. Thirdly, teach your team that small things, small improvements brings huge results. So better timing, better follow-ups, better service, better hospitality. Hospitality is so important. That is how you build excellence. And finally, measure success, not on numbers, but on emotion. Not on numbers, but emotion. Ask yourself, did we make people feel something special today? If the answer is yes, then you're winning. A mentor once told me, quality feeds the ego. Quality builds the legacy. That sentence has stayed with me all my life. So, that conversation with my general manager at the time, Michel Josselin, taught me a truth that shaped every hotel and restaurant I ever ran. Do not try to please everybody. Please the right ones deeply. When you focus on fewer guests, but give them everything, they become the best ambassadors. They will speak for you. They will care for you. But most importantly, they will return. And they will bring others with them. Leadership is not about chasing more. It's about choosing better. So today, take a step. Think back and ask yourself, where are you trying to serve 120 people? Or when you were serving 70 people is enough? Where could you do less, but do it beautifully? Remember this, we are not in the business of one-time guests. And we are not in the business of numbers, especially in hospitality and luxury. We are in the return business. We are in the return business. And the secret and the great mantra is about hospitality.